Alvin Keyclamp were the first company back in the days of dial-up to bring a niche-specific building material into the realms of e-commerce. I'd be surprised and kind of impressed if any of you know what a key clamp is. It's a versatile clamping system used to fit steel tube together to make a variety of products from health and safety, like roof edge protection, as well as increasing market for industrial furniture. Originally a very small side project, we've now grown into being one of the largest online suppliers of key clamps, serving both the B2B and B2C markets. We're considerably smaller than many of the other large corporates speaking here today. We don't have a large dedicated e-commerce department, and we don't have any in-house developers. But that doesn't stop our customers having the same expectations of our website. The needs of both B2B and B2C customers are ever increasing. Legacy systems, slow loading times, clunky checkouts, and lack of advanced features are no longer tolerated. This has been starting to hit us where it hurts. Whilst we continue to grow our online traffic, 2017 seeing great healthy growth once again, our online sales have remained constant and it's not reflecting in our bottom line. This just goes to show that our user experience is not up to our customers' new expectations, especially our mobile customers. Our mobile customers are fairly different to the eCommerce standard and maybe many of your customers. They're not sofa surfers or people casually shopping on their commute. They're often builders with a specific requirement, trying to find the solution as quickly and efficiently as possible. It can seem a daunting prospect to try and live up to the expectations on an SME's budget. But let me reassure you, when you have the right platform by your side, everything seems considerably more straightforward. We've been coming to expos like this for about 3 years now, and we always take something away from every speech, even if it is the weird and the wonderful. So whether you're a startup or older company looking to build your first website, a smaller company looking to re-platform, or part of a larger organization, hopefully we can provide some context for some of the struggles you may be currently encountering, or inspire some new thought. Our focus today is going to be split down into 3. How to put together a list of requirements in order to put together a brief, how to get beyond the sales talk to work out the true capabilities of the platform and what levels are out the box and what's going to require third-party plugin, and how to make the final decision. We found it really useful to split writing the brief down into 2 distinct categories: what your customers are going to be requiring from the front end, and what the back-end integration and levels of plugin are going to be required. Whilst, of course, the back-end is extremely important, as with all major business decisions, the customer has to be your main focus. When customers were calling us directly, our conversion rates were extremely high. Many of you may think that's to be expected, but our levels of customer service are what sets us apart in our industry. Any of you who've been to builders merchants will know that their customer service can often leave a lot to be desired. It's those shopping online who are not getting the same level of tailored customer service that we can offer over the phone or by email, and therefore leaving without making a purchase. With 75 clamps in 5 different sizes, if the layout of our inventory is wrong or the questions they have go unanswered, they will quickly become confused, frustrated, and leave. A good comparison for our product is often compared to like a giant Meccano or even Lego. Whenever you were playing with that as kids, I'm sure you will have needed different levels of assistance. Some of you will have been happy to sit with a basic list of blocks and take your time to design your own structures and put it together yourself, whilst others would like the new box sets with the detailed instructions and just the right number of products put in front of them. We need to make sure we're satisfying the full spectrum. It can be dangerously simplistic to generalize your customers without data to back it up. As a small business, we don't have access to the large amounts of data that the bigger corporations do. But we still need to work out exactly who our customers are and what their requirements are going to be from our website. To tackle this, we went through a series of processes. The quickest and easiest way of getting information from your customers is to ask them directly through surveys. Whilst this can provide limited information about maybe a key feature that you're thinking of bringing into your new website or a problem in your current site that you may think may be stopping conversion, email questionnaires is the most blanket way of doing this on a large scale. Being a small business, one of the benefits we have is that our sales teams should have been able to build up long-standing relationships with a select number of customers. Not just by email questionnaires, but if you call those customers directly for sort of informal talk, that gave us a lot of reassurance along the way that we were on the right track. You can't use a survey to scale up and show a reflection of your full customer base. Our customer base is hugely varied, ranging from solo builders to home DIYers to the major building merchant suppliers. Whilst the basics of e-commerce ring true throughout, the requirements for quick and painless checkout and the requirements for fast loading pages, each customer will have their own specific demands. To try and clarify this, we profiled our customers into 8 general types. Against each type, we not only attributed their common demands and normal website usage on our current site, but furthered this with the percentage of our customer database that they represented, as well as their average order value. Whilst all of us would love to satisfy every one of our customers' needs on a small company's budget, it's not achievable. So by getting the financials into your customer profiles, you can help prioritize features along the journey. To work out these metrics, we not only used our Google Analytics, specifically demographics and other metrics like that, but we supplemented that with a non-mandatory direct question during our checkout process of what are you building? Whilst everyone else speaking here today is probably right in saying you need to keep your checkout process as lean as possible, we found it a very helpful tool to have this small question down at the bottom that a surprisingly large number of customers answered. We could then go back, exporting it all into Excel, and sift through to work out what the average order value of our different types of customers were. Upgrading your e-commerce platform not only provides the opportunity to significantly increase the user experience of the customers on your website, but it also provides the opportunity to streamline and in many instances replace many of your back-end processes. Your e-commerce platform is your most important. If you put that at the center and approach the rest of your company with a willingness and openness to change, you can get beyond just e-commerce to have a fresh start to redevelop the business processes for your digital and even physical channels. Before I scare you off too much, this is not a necessity. Not everyone needs to do this, and even if you do choose to do it, it doesn't all need to happen simultaneously. We're having a full integration with our account software Sage, where not only will credit control be automated through our site for our account customers, but furthermore all our sales ledger invoices and their corresponding payments, as well as purchase ledger invoices, will automatically be included into our account software. When looking at platforms, look to see if they offer any other systems that can replace some of your current ones. Nothing's going to integrate better with your new e-commerce platform than other software built by the same company. We are choosing to adopt a new order management system built by our chosen vendor, OmniCX. By breaking down all of your business processes, you can ascertain what is essential to how you operate and what you're willing to change. A big mistake we made in our first draft was to focus too much on the exciting new features we were looking to build in the site and assume that the basics would be pretty much the same across the board. What seems the intuitive way of doing basic functionality such as quote management or discount structures will not be how every platform does it. You'd be amazed at how convoluted some manage to make it. Make sure you detail every one of your business processes fully in order to make it clear in your brief. Once you've put together a list of your requirements and have your brief, now's the time to start whittling down what is a very large number of potential e-commerce platforms. To do this, we began at expos just like this, as well as with a considerable amount of internet research. It quickly became apparent that our requirements were more unusual than we originally thought, with non-standard shipping options for the longer lengths of tube, specific display order required for our product lists, as well as new interactive bundle features where our customers will be able to design bespoke furniture for themselves based off a series of questions, with the platform behind it then putting together a series of SKUs off the back of their answers. We quickly realized that our requirements were far too complicated for simple cart systems. Now's the time to begin speaking directly to the platforms and the developers themselves. However, this is a process with a series of potential pitfalls. Sales teams we came across were far too eager to give a quote and just a blanket yes to all of the requirements in our brief without going through it properly. If you know your brief has non-standard elements, Take time to get a detailed explanation from technical teams at the platforms to work out exactly how that's going to work. If that includes third-party integrations, research those independently, make sure they're a sustainable and long-lasting partnership you can make, and that the prices are going to remain affordable. Integration has many different levels. Don't accept blanket answers such as X will integrate with Y. Find out exactly what that integration will mean. Make sure it's pulling all the required data from one system to the other. On a consumer level, we've all experienced different varying levels of the vital processes such as checkout and login. Use tools like builtwith.com to find out exactly what those platforms run off. Then, talk to the technical teams at the platforms you're speaking to, and you look for them to agree with you and develop your ideas further rather than just reject what you're saying and push their own ideas. That could be hiding some kind of shortfall in their platform. If a platform doesn't do the fundamentals right, or there's basic functionality that doesn't seem out the box, it's a big red flag. Question why, see if there's a suitable alternative, and if not, move on straight away, otherwise the savings you're making by choosing a more basic cart system will be lost in custom development and third-party integration. Third-party programs and customization takes a considerable amount of time, effort, and money, and makes your system more brittle, leaving less scope for development in the future. This led us to a short list of 3. Magento 2 Community Edition, Magento 2 Enterprise Edition that we were looking at for the freedom inside the platform to have all the customizations we wanted, and our eventual choice, OmniCX. To make the final decision, we looked at 4 main factors. Keeping track of the evolution of the brief along the process was hugely beneficial for us to make sure that everything, to check everything that had been sacrificed from the original brief and make sure that the suitable alternatives had been proposed. It was good for us to start ambitious and strip back from there, but now's the time to go back to your staff and your customer profiles to make sure that nothing essential has been lost. There may even be new elements to the platform that you thought might have been out of your original budget when originally putting together your brief. For us, a Customer 360 analytics view of every touch point of a customer along every one of your channels was something we thought well above us, however in our new platform was now suddenly available. This was a big plus for us. As your brief evolves, so will your costs. Now's the time to reevaluate before signing everything to make sure that your ROI is still there on the levels you thought, both for monthly costs and the initial setup fee. The future of the platform as well as the future of your company is one of the major considerations. There's no point upgrading if you're going to be pushing the capabilities of the platform you're upgrading to the very limit. In a couple of years, once the platform develops, you're going to be back to square one again. Make sure that the platform will be advancing in line with the rest of the e-commerce market and making those advancements available to you at an affordable rate. Which leads on to the last factor, and the most important one in our eyes by far, which was trust. Trust that the platform will work how they say, trust that they'll keep the advancements affordable to you and have no hidden charges along the way. This is a partnership with at least the next 5 years in mind, if not longer. You have to be able to have a trust with everyone and every plugin that's part of your new platform. This was one of the reasons why we didn't choose Magento. Having heard stories of how Magento 1 customers were left behind when Magento 2 came out, being left with either high re-platforming costs or a lack of support, we were deterred. Even if Magento 3 doesn't look imminent, such a reliance on third-party plugins and custom development made a more brittle system that we were worried about breaking. We've all had those emails of one part of your software or systems having an update coming. It creates fear through the rest of your platform that other links may break. This was something that we didn't have time to take into consideration. We want to spend our time selling to our customers. So we chose OmniCX based off trust. Trust that a more complete and comprehensive partner would be a safer bet going forward. They understood our limitations and needs as an SME and were able to provide a flexible billing model that fits our budget. Our experience so far has been absolutely fantastic. To find someone who approaches everything in such an intuitive and logical way has made the process considerably less stressful. We can't wait for our new site to be launched in the coming couple of months. Find out why small companies like us as well as much larger retailers like the Fragrance Shop, entrust them with our future by visiting them at stall G33 just behind us. Thank you very much.